Hey guys, and welcome to the XRP Insider channel. Alright, most are not ready for this. They will fiddle with leverage, get liquidated by whipsaw movements, and will once again stay sidelined. Guys is from Stock Money Lizards here. Take a look at this chart. And then we're going to discuss, this is the Bitcoin chart on the 4 hour, back from 2020. And what we saw back in 2020, same chart pattern, guys, is what we are seeing today. So there's the bull zone 1, as he's indicated over here, and then bull zone 2, that second area of euphoria that we have still yet to that we've still yet to see. So he says my gray trend line shows where we're heading. Okay, minimum target, the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, and he thinks that that's going to be around $142,000 for one Bitcoin. He says that's conservative, though. He says he thinks Bitcoin is going to go to about $180,000 this year. Here's what's going to happen, though. Most traders will see Bitcoin at $109,000 and think that's too high. They'll wait for a dip that never comes, or they'll short the top. But spoiler alert, that is not the top. Others who are late to the game are buying now at 50x leverage will get wiped out during the Powell speech or a Trump post. So what he's saying is, we will, or there could be, in fact, some kind of catalyst to from the U.S. government, from whether it's Jerome Powell, Donald Trump, whoever, and that'll get the price moving even higher. Meanwhile, the smart money understands that breaking all-time high in crypto is like breaking the sound barrier. Once you're through, there's nothing but blue skies above. Well, that is, partially true. I guess it is true until it's not. This isn't 2017, where we had one parabolic move and crashed. This is institutional adoption. This is countries buying. This is the big leagues now. The breakout is here. The real move is just getting started. And for more information on where I think this market's going to go, because while I've got my opinions, I like to take a look at some of these analysts and kind of amalgamate the things that make sense to me. You can find all that at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. What he's saying here, though, very true. We did just reach 109. We did dip down. How much did we dip down again, guys? We did dip down roughly 30. Yeah, it was about 32%. And now we're back up. So we're back up above these highs, or just getting up very, very close to these new highs, 109,000. And guys, the trend is still looking very positive for Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the daily. You guys can see sentiment is still slowly creeping up. We're at 68. Market cap is in the green. We got CMC 100 also in the green, but we have not ramped up yet in terms of liquidity entering the market. When we take a look at XRP, let's just take a look at XRP. Right now, XRP and other altcoins are still remaining quite flat. So, despite the fact that we did see a big parabolic move to the upside for XRP back in November, December, XRP is still trading sideways and has been for about 6 months, similar to what we saw Bitcoin doing back after March 2024, I want to say. Let's bring this chart back here, March 2024, where we saw Bitcoin pretty much trade sideways before that next parabolic move to the upside. So, there's a lot to consider here, but the new administration is bullish. This is positive news for us. RZ posting this. Future's bright for digital assets, and David Sachs is even echoing that sentiment. Crypto to the moon. This is from the Bitcoin 2025. Listen to this. I feel like what we have in Washington right now is just a sea change. It's just a total comprehensive shift from being anti-innovation to being pro-innovation and being, much more future-oriented and getting all the obstacles out of the way and helping the private sector innovate. And it's really just been incredible. It's been really fun to be part of. Like I said, I never anticipated that I'd be part of this administration. I'm just a a guy from Silicon Valley who hosted a dinner, and then the next thing, I'm helping to drive this agenda in Washington. But I think that it's been really incredible to be part of and see the whole thing take shape. Yeah, well said. Thank you, David. It's hard to imagine a president, any other president, being able to do a fraction of this or accomplish that, or any administration, and we're just over 100 days. So it's pretty amazing that we still have a lot of time left. No, it's incredible. I mean, we're only, we're basically 4 months in, so we still have, over 3.5 years. So I think just what we can accomplish over the next few years is going to be really incredible. What all of you guys are going to accomplish with Bitcoin is going to be incredible, and to the moon, right to the moon. That's what everybody is hoping for. So, wanted to thank RZ for that. There's been some other news that I think could get MicroStrategy holders a little concerned. Tony Edwards posting this. I know that true Bitcoiners don't agree with this. Saylor is using excessive leverage and is now against proof of reserves. I don't know if you guys caught this. Mitchell Hodel, he asked Michael Saylor if MicroStrategies has any plans to publish on-chain proof of reserves. His answer will shock you. Well, I guess I could just play the clip here. Watch this. Hey, mister, saying they're a huge fan of everything you've done. Does Strategy have any plans to publish their on-chain proof of reserves? Yeah, proof of reserve. It's an interesting thing. Let me make the following point. A lot of people learn stuff from FTS and not Go, but I'm not sure they learned the things that the institutional community needs to learn going forward. The current conventional way to publish proof of reserves is an insecure proof of reserves. It actually dilutes the security of the issuer, the custodians, the exchanges, and the investors. It's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. It's like publishing the address and the bank accounts of all your kids and your phone numbers of all your kids, and then thinking somehow that makes your family better. It doesn't make your family better. So no institutional grade or enterprise security analyst would think it's a good idea to publish all of the wallet addresses such that you can be traced back and forth, and every future transaction can be traced. I would say go to AI, put it in deep think mode, and then ask it, what are the security problems of publishing your wallet addresses, and how might they undermine the security of the company over time? It'll write you a book. It'll be 50 pages of security code. So the problem with proof of reserves, the way that people do it right now, is it's first of all, it's a proof of assets that is insecure, and it is not a proof of liabilities. And that is concerning to a lot of people. If you guys did listen to that, the fact, he's comparing it to publishing all your private information. So he's saying publishing your private keys is not actually that secure. And so I guess he's backing up this opinion by stating that proving your reserves is not that important. Well, Black Roxyk is also issuing a rare warning about quantum computing and its threat towards Bitcoin in their latest iShares Bitcoin trust filing. It's funny that they're now dabbling in Bitcoin ETFs. However, they're saying that if quantum computing is able to advance in that way, there is a risk that quantum computing could result in the cryptography underlying the Bitcoin network becoming ineffective, which, if realized, could compromise the security of the Bitcoin network or allow a malicious actor to compromise the wallets holding Bitcoin owned by the trust or others on the Bitcoin network, which would result in losses to shareholders. So they're obviously looking into this. The Bitcoin 2025 conference, it happens every year, and Bitcoin maxes really do get excited when this thing is held every year, but there's still, it's still antiquated technology, and I don't know, even when I see clips of David Sachs talking about Bitcoin and associating that with digital assets and the future of cryptocurrency, within the governmental context, I do kind of have to scratch my head. I do think a lot of this is political posturing to a degree. Anyway, wanted to thank Mitchell, Tony Edward, of course, Riz, and Stock Money Lizards for posting that. Now, did you hear about this? Maybe this is putting the rumors to rest. Finally, Circle has now submitted their IPO to list on the New York Stock Exchange. CNBC did do a story on this. Stablecoin issuer Circle stands to be one of the first significant cryptocurrency companies to go public in the US. That's not the only unusual aspect of this IPO. In Circle's updated prospectus on Tuesday, the company said it would sell 9.6 million shares in the offering, while existing shareholders would sell about 14.4 million shares. It's exceedingly rare in a tech IPO for more shares to come from investors than the company itself. That is actually quite interesting, I guess. A lot of independent investors at the beginning of the company's inception is why that is the way it is. I guess Facebook was one of the few notable exceptions. Circle, the company behind the popular USDC stablecoin, didn't provide a reason for its decision, and a spokesperson declined to comment. So that is what's going on in terms of the Circle IPO. There could still be a path, though, for Ripple to move in, and Pompey is here posting this. Okay, USDC issuer Circle has filed an IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. CNBC did do a story on this stable coin issuer. Circle stands to be one of the first significant cryptocurrency companies to go public in the US. That's not the only unusual aspect of this IPO. In Circle's updated prospectus on Tuesday, the company said it would sell 9.6 million shares in the offering, while existing shareholders would sell about 14.4 million shares. It's exceedingly rare in a tech IPO for more shares to come from investors than the company itself. That is actually quite interesting, I guess. A lot of independent investors at the beginning of the company's inception is why that is the way it is. I guess Facebook was one of the few notable exceptions. Circle, the company behind the popular USDC stablecoin, didn't provide a reason for its decision, and a spokesperson declined to comment. So that is what's going on in terms of the Circle IPO. There could still be a path, though, for Ripple to move in, and Pompey is here posting this. Okay, USDC issuer Circle has filed an IPO on the New York Stock Exchange, but there's a bigger play most won't see. This is likely a strategic move between Circle and Ripple, so perhaps a bit of a conspiracy. I don't know if this is, in fact, exactly what he's calling it, but an interesting observation, to say the least. A direct acquisition of USDC by Ripple would have triggered a legal minefield, antitrust scrutiny, regulatory flags, and endless attacks from the banking cartel. But by going public, Ripple can accumulate equity quietly. So think of all these shares, outstanding shares. And you know what? I'm sure a lot of these independent investors who are selling those 14.4 million are likely friends of Ripple's anyway. So could they perhaps, I don't know, maybe strike a deal with some of these independent investors to bypass some of that. So by going public, Ripple can accumulate quietly, USDC gets legitimacy, Ripple gets access, and RUSD plus XRP stay positioned as the core settlement rails. This isn't just an IPO, it's a precision move in the stable coin endgame. So an interesting observation here. I mean, I'm sure Ripple still does want a piece of Circle if they do buy it publicly. Yeah, maybe they just buy it publicly too. I don't know. But, it would be in their interest to own a lot of shares of this particular company. Not sure how it would work, but if they get over 50%, maybe they get a seat on the board, probably more, like a few seats. It has now been publicized, though, Circle is going public, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Wanted to thank Pompous and Coin Bureau just for pointing that out. Darren Moore also brought up an interesting observation here. The US Treasury is comparing the RLUSD, USDC, and USDT on top of the PUSD, so PayPal stable coin as well. In a recent report that they just released here last month, April 2025, near the end of April, they stayed here. With the growth of the cryptocurrency and digital asset economy, has come the expansion of the stablecoin market in the United States and abroad. As this asset class continues to grow, the distinctions between money funds and payment stablecoins has continued to coverage. Some stablecoins are moving towards paying interest. Money market funds are exploring tokenization, and Congress is considering explicitly defining what constitutes a collateralized dollar-backed payment stablecoin. Please articulate the terminal effects of interest-bearing stablecoins from the perspective of Treasury demand, USD hegemony, and expansion of dollar-backed payment stablecoins, and potential effects of issued depository institutions. Further, do tokenized money funds present a risk should they be allowed to compete with other payments or settlement instruments? So really examining all this stuff. I will link this in the description of the video for you guys. If you want that resource to peruse, Crypto Darren, though, here, posting this outlining some of the major ones. USDT, USDC, of course. Ripple's RLUSD is in here, which I think is quite notable, considering RLUSD isn't even the largest by market cap. If you go to cryptocurrencies and go to categories, and if you just do a search for stable coins, I believe you can just do one here, stable coins right down here. You guys can see all the different US-based stable coin. I think this is just US-based stable coins in the ecosystem. Ripple's USD is actually quite far down here on the list, 219. And so you can categorize these by market cap, by volume, by circulating supply. Interesting, though, that they are listed in the Treasury's report here as one of the major ones, along with number 1 and number 2, Tether and Circle, and PayPal's PYUSD. So an interesting observation, definitely speaks volumes to Ripple's place in the well, not just the global financial system, but in the United States, specifically how RLUSD is already going to be regulated for that system, and how it's definitely going to attract, I think, a lot of liquidity on the XRP ledger, more traction over there, lending to more utility for XRP overall. Bruno down here commenting, I wrote this theory months ago. The RUSD could be the foundation of a new US digital dollar, bypassing the Fed CBDC model and restoring US supremacy, or USD supremacy, through blockchain. And now the US Treasury just released this report. He said that RUSD could serve as a market-led digital dollar. I said it would reduce dependence on the Fed while preserving control. I said RUSD plus XRP ledger could replace SWIFT, as we've talked about a lot on this channel too. I said that the US must respond to the BRICS with innovation, not delay. And I mean, I don't think it's going to be necessarily, one coin to rule them all. I think this is why they have the 4 coins up here, and why they're comparing and contrasting them, and maybe even just the 3, because I know Tether has been resistant to comply with certain US regulations. So there you guys have it, comparing these particular stable coins here in a US Treasury's report that I will link in the description of the video if you guys are interested. So I wanted to thank Crypto Darren for posting that. Now, Good Morning Crypto was at the Bitcoin 2025 conference, and Ian Carroll, you don't know if you guys know him from TikTok, he was asked his opinions too on XRP. Here's what he said. I mean, he doesn't really know too much about it, but I think he's interested in getting involved. Listen to this. You talk a lot about altcoins as well. Have you ever heard of XRP? Are you familiar with that? I don't know a lot about XRP. Do you have any thoughts on that? We're big XRP community. My thoughts on XRP are, how do I put this shortly? I don't know a lot about it because I haven't done the dive, because my understanding is that there's a relative dive that you need to do to really understand XRP. I know that people from XRP have been telling me, dude, you got to do XRP like for ages. That's the army. And so I'm inherently skeptical of crypto projects that started after Bitcoin. So I apply a lot of scrutiny when I start to learn about them. And I'm of the mindset, like, I'm not trying to be crypto specific. And so I've been very careful about metering my time out to researching different ones. And because I'm not trying to make money off crypto, I'm not trying to make money off of Bitcoin, I'm not trying to make, so for me, it's like slow. And so I'm still like learning a lot about Bitcoin, learning a lot about Ethereum, and starting to learn the littlest bit about XRP and like various other kind of like the beginning of the altcoin world, right? But I'm also not prioritizing. I'm busy. Well, I know our community will appreciate it, and if I can give you a quick synopsis, all it's doing, it's making money move as quickly as data moves today. So you should be able to send money as easy as you send a text message. That's the ambition behind the XRP. I want to give you a massive thank you for your time. You're doing awesome stuff, well beyond crypto, so big supporter. Thank you so much. So sounds as though Ian Carroll, although he's interested, isn't necessarily going to prioritize. But I do think, once we do see, a lot of these, this guy's got a couple million, at least, followers on TikTok. He's very prominent in the conspiracy world. Maybe you want to say, follow the money, seek the truth. That's on his Twitter X profile. Anyway, wanted to thank Good Morning Crypto just for posting that. Now this could blow your mind, guys. This from Chad Steingraber. This is what Bank of America put out. They're claiming that $1 trillion of actual real new money. Okay, so not money. That's actually already in the crypto market, but new money for crypto. That could equate to approximately $100 trillion of total market cap. So, currently we have the market cap at 3.43 trillion. Well, Bank of America is saying that it could basically be 100 AGS multiplier. So Chad posting this is the Bank of America report, where they describe how little actual capital inflows affect the price. The new money net inflows is equal to about a 100x multiplier of market cap. That means for $1 in net, so new money coming into the crypto market, that's equal to about $100 of market cap. And so they give an example down here. Crucially, money inflows have a huge impact on Bitcoin prices. So talking about Bitcoin specifically, what has created the enormous upside pressure on Bitcoin prices in recent years, and particularly in 2020? The simple answer: modest capital inflows. After a detailed analysis, we found that Bitcoin is extremely sensitive to increased dollar demand. For example, we estimate a net inflow into Bitcoin of just 93 million would result in the price appreciation of 1%, while the similar figure for gold would be closer to 2 billion or 20 times higher. In contrast, the same analysis for the 20-year plus Treasury show that multi-billion-dollar money inflows do not have a significant impact on price, pointing to the much larger and stable nature of the US Treasury's market because cryptocurrency is still so new. I think this could give more institutional money more opportunity, more retail as well, more opportunity to make bigger gains if we do in fact see that 100x multiplier. So guys, if we do see 10 billion, let's just say 10 billion, and we'll multiply that by 100, that would mean we would see an extra 1 trillion enter the XRP market. And so if you were to divide that by the current market cap, so let's just say let's just make the math easy here, 1,000 divided by 135. Okay, that's a 7.4x on XRP. Currently, at today's price, $2.31 times 7.41. That would mean an XRP nearing $17 with only 1 trillion entering. And you got to think, if Bank of America is talking about this, 1 trillion is not a lot of money when you consider all the institutions and all the retail that are going to FOMO in. I don't know. That's just, what I'm seeing today. And, of course, things could change as this market ramps up. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I'm doing for this particular bull run, follow me at patreon.com/workmoneychannel. And if you're interested in, maybe supporting the channel in a different way. I do also have the Working Money channel merch store here. You can find all kinds of cool merch here. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.